All right. I wanted to give you guys some motivation to start off this video instead of just starting normally. So that was the eye of the tiger, because college students, you guys need the eye of the tiger right now to rise up to the challenge of this essay. We got to finish it. You got like 16 days before it has to be done. Final draft, or not a final draft, a rough draft is due by tomorrow. And hey, I've been getting the same question from a handful of people, and I realized I wasn't clear on this. I kind of take it for granted. Sometimes I assume that you guys know some things that you don't know, or that you probably know, but you just haven't thought about. Couple of things. On a research paper, especially one that's as intense as this, with 10 to 12 pages, you absolutely need to have in-text citations, and you will need a works cited page at the end of it. A works cited page is not your annotated bibliography. It basically is your annotated bibliography without your annotations, but it has all of the sources that you use in your essay in alphabetical order. And then in your essay, when you use those sources, they need to be cited. And so a lot of people, you should have learned how to do in-text citations a bunch of times in school, but I'm going to show you a tool that you can do. So go to Google and type in in-text citation. Let's do MLA. Sorry, MLA, in-text citation, Purdue OWL. Okay, that's this first link, MLA in-text citations, Purdue Writing Lab, Purdue University. The Purdue University has this awesome website with instructions that kind of walk you through how to do everything. So right here, you can cite your source automatically. There's a citation machine right there. But this gives you the basic in-text citation rules when you need to cite a source. So to be clear, you need to cite a source when you use a direct quote. That's the most common one. But also anytime you summarize an idea from a source or paraphrase an idea. So even though you don't use quotation marks, you still insert a source. So down here, there are examples like a direct quote with a source right there. And this is the technique that we use. We use author's last name and page number, okay? But as you can see, if the author is mentioned in the actual sentence, then you do not need to put the author's name again. You just put the page number again. If the author's not mentioned, then you put the author and the page number. So you can see there's two examples where the author's mentioned. Here is one where it's not even directly quoted. It's just paraphrased. So the author's mentioned, there's not a direct quote, but there is a paraphrase. So the page number goes in right there. Okay, so even if you're not using a direct quote, you still need to cite your sources when you use them. That adds credibility to your research, because if you're not citing sources, it makes it look like it's just your opinion and your own ideas. And that's not going to be something that people take as credible. Okay, there's a bunch of different situations where, if you don't have the author, you end up using the article title. So you can see right here, impact of global warming is used in the parentheses. There's a bunch of circumstances, whatever your situation is. If you have multiple authors, it'll tell you right here. If you have two different sources where the author has the same last name, there's something, an explanation right there. Indirect sources. So let's say that you have an article, and in that article they use somebody else as a source, and you want to use that same one. You can see how to cite that source. Anyway, I wanted to give you this while you're writing on your rough drafts. I had a student ask me if she could, highlight or put in bold every time that she uses something from her source, so that then she could go back after the fact and insert her in-text citations. That's fine. If you don't want to worry about doing all the in-text citations right now, just maybe bold them or whatever you want to do. Just remember that you're going to need to do in-text citations, and then at the end, when your final product is done, you then need to have a works cited page. All right, that's the information I wanted to give to you today, so we'll let Ryan take us back out.